Radio. The Lady Overlander Radio podcast is sponsored by Frontrunner Outfitters, Midland Radio, Go Treads, Sport Keg, CB Adventure Supply, Adventure Trail Outfitters, Overland Spices, and the More Expo.
Woohoo! Hey, Arla. Hey, girl. Hey.
Ooh, hey, girl. Hey, what's happening?
Not too much. Not too much. Let's see. Still working on the cabin, trying to get that all kind of squared away so that we can hopefully rent it out and hit the road again. Let's see what else. Messed up my foot pretty bad. Moving stuff by myself. That wasn't good.
Adulting. I cannot.
Adulting, yeah. It's boring.
Overrated.
It's BS. It's BS.
Yeah. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Adulting. It's for the birds. So we got a few things to cover this weekend. Amy Marlar, AR Forerunner mom, and a few other people are hosting a veterans camp and ride here locally in the Ozarks. So check that out on Facebook if you are interested in volunteering or anything like that, and get in touch with Amy Marlar. What else do we have going on? We have our listener appreciation camp out. That is December
8th.
8th. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're partnering with Professor Bats and Friends Overland Podcast and Budget Overland on that. So it'll be all of our podcast listeners for all of those podcasts. We're going to be all hanging out together and having a good old time. And do we have a location on that yet? Or is that still TBD?
That's still TBD. There is a couple of things being discussed, but I cannot say yet.
Okay. Well, you probably want to let me know because I don't know anything.
Oh, well, maybe. I might.
I'm like a mushroom. I'm kept in the dark, and I'm just going to say that.
That's okay. You got things going on. Also, this weekend is Rigs and Coffee in Springdale, Arkansas, put on by Backwoods Adventure Mods. First time there. It's moving from the Bentonville location to there. They're going to have several vendors set up at this one as the kickoff. So if you can, try to get over there and help support those guys as well.
And then there's one the weekend after in Little Rock.
Little Rock the next weekend at I can't pronounce that coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guillermo.
Guillermo. Yeah. Guillermo Coffee on the 18th. Yes. Yeah. 18th. No.
I think so. I think it's the 18th. Yeah.
Yes.
We're a hot mess. We don't know what the heck's going on.
Listen,
hey,
Linda.
Joanne and Teddy. Welcome.
Don't bring up old crap.
What old crap?
Don't start with me. Don't start with me.
I don't know what I just did, but I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
It's okay. Not my week or my month.
So real quick, we have a couple new segments on the show that will be popping up throughout the show. We have Question of the Week. We have our Lady Overlander of the Week. And we have our Content Creator of the Week that we're adding this week.
Yep.
So we'll be popping that up throughout the show, and make sure you stay tuned for that. And then we'll also be sharing all of that on our social media after the broadcast. And again, you can catch our broadcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other podcast platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I think that's it. May not be, but I think that's all of them. Could be somebody else. I don't know. All right. So what are we doing here tonight? We're talking to Deb from Ironhorse Overland. Very excited to have you on the show. Hi, Deb.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful up here in Washington right now.
Yeah, I see the hat on. Trying to keep warm, huh?
Yeah, how is the weather in Washington right now?
Well, it's Washington, so it's wet and a tad bit chilly. So today it's been mostly clear, but definitely alpaca sweater and beanie weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are right now Today was 84 degrees. So weird. In Arkansas, you can have 4 seasons in 24 hours. It is what it is. Today was 84. We have a cold front moving in, so now we're getting rain tomorrow, and the high is going to be 60, and then the lows are going to drop down into the 30s. So Mother Nature's just being ridiculous as usual.
Yeah,
it was sleeting on us yesterday when we were standing outside waiting to get our passes to be able to get on base while we're here. So It was, it was bitterly cold standing out there, mostly because the wind was coming right off the ocean.
Oh, wow. Nope. Yeah. I'm not ready. I'm glad summer's over, but I'm not sure I'm ready for winter yet. I don't know.
I like winter.
I'm done with summer. I'm over that. That girl need to go.
I'm good with fall. I'm good with spring. I like winter in short doses. But I don't know. We'll see.
That's the joy of traveling full time is gets too hot, go somewhere else. Gets too cold, go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what we always say. We even move up and down in elevation depending on the temperature and the weather. So
exactly.
It's the way to do it. So why don't you go ahead and give the audience a little background on yourself and your husband and how you started Ironhorse Overland.
So I'm obviously my husband and I, probably 5 years ago or so, we were starting to plan for retirement, and it's probably actually a little longer than that now. And we knew we did not want to stay in Northern California. And we really were looking initially at what everybody does. They buy a motorhome and drive around and do the motorhome thing. And both of us grew up, especially me, I grew up camping in the way back. 4-wheel drive. It wasn't called overlanding back then. And really we did more camping, but it was way back camping. So neither one of us had ever spent any significant period of time in national park campgrounds or any real campgrounds. So we figured maybe we should go try that before we commit to buying a very expensive motorhome. So we went to a couple of national parks and very, very rapidly decided that was not for us. Too many people. It's like living in an apartment. You're right next door to your neighbor.
Exactly.
So we were like, okay, let's switch gears.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like literally the first night we spent, we were like, I don't know about this. We're like, let's give it another try. We did it again. We're like, absolutely not. So my husband, actually, he had already retired. He messed his back up and retired a little early. And he was fiddle farting around on the internet, and he found Lifestyle Overland. And then he found Overland Bound. And really started deep diving into it. And I came home from work, and he's like, hey, I want to show you something. And that just snowballed into us watching a ton of overlanding videos from various people that were full timing. And we were like, absolutely, this is for us. So we dipped our feet in a little bit and found the Sierra Foothill Overland Bound group in the El Dorado Hills area, and did a couple of things with them. Then my husband went on there because it was like the retired people are going to go to Death Valley. And he called me up from Death Valley, and he was just like, this is absolutely for me. I already, and I was like, yeah, I love camping, so I'm good. And from there, we got a rooftop tent and did some modifications on our 4Runner. We have a 2015 4Runner, and we're doing great with the rooftop tent and the modifications we did for quite a while. And then it was a very icy day, and we were out camping, and I'm the one that generally does the heights, gets up on things. And I was up there on the roof of the truck and almost came off the roof of the truck. And so I'm a retired firefighter. My husband's retired sheriff's officer. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to have survived 35 years in the emergency services field and the military. And I'm going to be retired, and I'm going to fall off the roof of this truck because it's icy and brain myself. So we decided to get a trailer. So we also have a 2020 Patriot camper, the X1H.
Nice.
So this is your current setup here?
Yep. There's a few. That's an older picture. We've got a few little extra we've got a wrap now, and we've got some boxes on the top to store stuff. But yeah, for the most part, that's it.
It's a nice setup.
I
grabbed it off your social media, off your Facebook. So it was on your banner part on there. So a little out of date.
I don't think my husband's updated that. He does the social media. Social media is
Tell him to get on it.
Not my thing. Exactly.
He acts like he's retired or something.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's what we run with. Pros and cons to a trailer. But with this trailer, we can get way, 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 way back. It'll go anywhere the Toyota will go. But the disadvantages when we go through cute, tiny little towns, sometimes we can't find parking.
Yeah.
So yeah, but pros and cons.
Backing down a shelf road isn't always fun either, but it's
doable. So is not very fun. No. I'm always like, nah, we better not meet anybody else with a trailer because it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's some of those switchbacks get pretty gnarly too, but
we're not too bad. This trailer will actually stay pretty much in the Toyota's wheel tracks.
Oh, nice.
I wouldn't do Black Bear with it because it's Black Bear, but we've been on some other places where they don't necessarily recommend taking trailers because they're thinking the longer trailers, and ours does it no problem. We can jackknife this thing without any difficulty. So
very nice. So do you have the a stock rear bumper on that 4Runner? Did you take the tire out from underneath and mount it anywhere? What did you guys do?
Tires out. We have aftermarket rear bumper. We have where the spare tire is a Long Range America tank.
Nice.
Which we just absolutely love. Front bumpers, aftermarket. We've got rock sliders, obviously. We've got a Front Runner roof rack.
Nice.
Which we just absolutely love. We've got Pelican boxes up there that we store things in. They're waterproof ones designed for overlanding. We've got all sorts of stuff. We've got a Boss Strong box in the back that we can lock our stuff up in. We have 2 fridges. The one in the truck we use as a freezer, and then the one in the trailer we use as a refrigerator.
Nice.
And then we're gonna leave the freezer out of the truck when we go down to Panama. We're gonna be cutting weight anywhere that we can, so that I figure there's gonna be so much fresh food available down there, and we're not gonna be staying in any one place for too overly long, so we probably won't need the freezer. But yeah, and then my husband wanted a tilt slide, and I choked at the prices, and we already had a slide, so he went and got some door hinges at Home Depot and made a tilt slide for us. So,
nice. There you go.
We have the Home Depot tilt slide.
Hey, if it works,
market that. I'm sure it will sell.
We've had a lot of people look at it and go, oh, what brand tilt slide do you have? And we're like, well, a regular slide with hinges. So
wow.
But yeah, so we ended up doing a full seat delete in the back. We travel with Gunner. He's our 6-year-old boxer dog, and also my husband's service dog. So he has about 70% of the back seat. We've got the Goose Gear platform on there, and he's got a nice 4 inches of memory foam to sleep on.
Nice.
And then a little Pelican box back there also that holds all of our camera gear that we take our pictures with. So that, and then KC lights and a welder underneath the hood, just in case.
Right on.
when zip ties and bubble gum and baling wire won't quite cut it, we can
you got to
weld.
weld stuff right on the road.
You can weld.
Yep, we can weld it.
Nice.
I think you might be the first.
I've never heard anybody say they have a welder.
A welding thing on there. That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. We decided we didn't want to be carrying around all the extra batteries and lugging them around if we needed to weld something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And found a really cool little under the hood welding system that comes with a heavy duty alternator.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just you rev your engine, you set your idle a little higher, and can weld. It's pretty nifty.
That's
and how many times have you used that? I mean,
we have not had to use it for real. We've practiced with it. We snapped a sway bar end link a couple of months ago, and we thought we were going to have to use it, but I managed to, the way it snapped, I could kind of fit it back together a bit, and I zip tied the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to get off the trail that way. But the next step, if that hadn't worked, was to weld it.
Right on. All right, so here we're going to start with one of our segment questions here, our question of the week. And what we're going to do is we're going to have Deb answer it.
Oh boy!
All right.
We're going to also answer.
I'm going to drink my Mountain Dew then.
Yeah. So, question of the week time. This is from Nikki Gravatt. What are the best ways or tips and tricks to minimize gear not overpacking?
Oh boy,
that's really tough. Tough for me.
That's
how do you minimize and not overpack?
That's tough, and that I think is one of the biggest problems. You start out going, I need this and I need that, and we have gone back and stripped the rig out so many times, and we still find things. Yeah, we still find things. We're like, we so don't need them. I mean, it's things that are nice to have. So I think what I've kind of come down to is it's not what you want, it's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't absolutely need it, you probably don't need to take it with you.
Mm-hmm.
There are some nice things to have, but really a lot of those things just don't end up getting used. Like I thought it was going to be awesome to bring needlepoint with me to do when I was bored. I'm generally not bored. There's so many things to do, and that needlepoint has just sat there and not. I have yet in the 2.5 years we have been full time on the road, I have yet to needlepoint anything. Oh. So there's that will also be staying back in our storage when we get to our storage in December. That will be staying back as well and not going to Panama with us. But
that's kind of what we do too, is we go through periodically and pull everything out and we're like, okay, we really haven't used this. We don't need this. You know, we have 3 kids that we travel with too. So they've got their stuff and then we've got our stuff and then we've got household stuff, and it just gets, even rolling with 2 rigs, it just gets ridiculous. So you have to continually evaluate and downsize. It's like a whole process.
Absolute continually. And we have a little box now that when we're out in the field, if I'm like, okay, I've not used this, it goes in the box. That way it's easy when we get to our storage to just go, okay, everything in the box, gone. Or we give things away too when we're on the road. We're like, okay, who needs a spatula? Because I really only need one. So
yeah. So I would, let's see. Yeah, I would just add to that, like you said, you know, continually kind of go through and see what you're using, what you're not using. When you travel full time, it's a little different if you're going for a weekend trip. So we packed for the year, you know, because sometimes we're in cold environments, sometimes we're in hot environments. And like we had little storage boxes on top of our camper that we had for a while that we would roll up all of our winter gear and store that up there. So if we were ever in a situation where we needed it, we could grab it, but it wasn't taking up a lot of real estate in the camper or in the vehicles.
So we're kind of lucky there that it's just the 2 of us. Well, the dog has his jacket too, because He's a boxer. He has no undercoat, so he has a jacket. But we initially did let's put the winter gear up, and we found that we just move so much elevation and state wise that wasn't working. So we're like, okay, absolute limited, everything except a rain jacket, or a big, basically our jackets.
Right.
Everything else has to fit in the two little. We've got the like the front runner storage packs. Ours are the Patriot because they came with our trailer, but they're exactly like the front runner packs, which are awesome. Nice. And everything has to fit in to those two. So I have two, Mike has two. Every stitch of clothing that we have, with the exception of our beanies, which live here in the cab of the truck, and our big jackets, which get stuffed underneath in a little cubby underneath the goose gear. Everything else has to fit in those two containers. So, because I think the biggest tip is you're going to pack too much.
Of course.
So just know that no matter what you do, you're going to pack too much, and keep that in mind, and just purge everything you possibly can. You need much, much less than you think you do.
For sure. And then you're not having to move stuff out of the way to get to something that you use more often. And you're like, why did I bring this?
And weight. Weight is a
weight.
huge deal for safety of your vehicle.
Absolutely. And I've seen so many vehicles that are way over their payload. It's scary for sure.
Yep. And you can do things to mitigate that slightly. You can get better suspension and better brakes. And we have we have power brakes. So
nice.
Much upgraded brakes, but it's still not good for your vehicle.
It's definitely not.
Heavier wear and tear. So.
And on top of that, you're also pulling a trailer too. So
exactly,
you really got to watch all of that.
Yep.
So I just wanted to remind those of you who are watching, feel free to pop on and ask any questions in the comments, and we'll throw them up on the screen and ask our guest those questions as well. So let's talk about how long you guys have been doing this. How long have you guys been full-time on the road?
So we've been just shy of 2.5 years. So we're really still just newbies at this. And we don't really have any definitive plans on stopping. We love it. We will eventually have like a home base, probably in South Dakota. But nice. Who knows? That might be next year. It might be the year after that. It might be much later. Who knows?
No, that's good. I mean, I think that, it's nice to have a little place to come back to when you do need a break from the road. And some people, go to a relative's house to get that break. Some people, like we have a little off-grid cabin in Arizona that we use when we were out west a lot. That's just very, very basic and stuff. And, like I mentioned before, we have kids. So they're kind of getting to that age now where they don't necessarily want to be on the road full time. So we bought a cabin in Arizona that we're just kind of remodeling and hanging out in and giving them some time to decompress and not be, on the road all the time and stuff. So, but I mean, it's an adjustment. And if it were just my husband and I, we would be like you guys. It would be constantly like out there,
Yeah. When you've got kids to consider, that's a different ball game. We do Thanksgiving with a family member. And then we do Christmas. So we're under a roof between, we've got an aunt, and my aunt lives in Florida. So we'll usually go spend a couple of weeks with her every year, and then a couple of weeks with the kids up in Washington every year. And then usually about a month in Northern California with my parents. That's kind of our right now. Because we still, the guy that we trust to do the mechanics on our rig is in Northern California. So we're usually there for about a month, just getting everything fixed on the vehicle, gone over with a fine tooth comb. And then we spend a little, usually about 2 to 3 weeks at a little family cabin that we have in the Dillon Beach area.
Yeah.
But other than that, we call that under the roof time. And by the time we're done with the under the roof time at the various locations, we're both just itching to get back on the road.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an adjustment sitting stationary when.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we've had a few occasions where we've had some mechanical issues. One time in Montana, and of course it happened right on a holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up in a hotel for like 4 days, and we were both about ready to lose our minds.
I bet.
It was just like, oh my
Having
goodness.
fever.
And the first night's really cool. You're like, it's all like, ooh, I'm in a hotel. I could take like a super long shower and order takeout. And day 2, you're like, this is really boring. And day 3, you're like, oh, please hurry and fix the rig.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make me watch TV.
We ended up watching the Food Channel for some strange reason.
Oh God, that's the worst thing. Then you want to buy everything and eat everything. Oh
yeah. Yeah, that's something that people I don't think necessarily think about if they're not full time. Is when your rig is down, your home is down. I mean, you have to figure something else out.
Like exactly
immediately, and it's a big adjustment.
And if you're someplace where, we have been places where, okay, we know this is going to be an issue. We need to get it fixed, and we can like find some place where we can be in a campground.
Mm-hmm.
That's optimal, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have something catastrophic happen and you are where you are, and then you end up in a hotel, and that's quite icky.
I love it.
I don't know. I think my kids would disagree with you. They kind of look forward to the hotel nights, but yeah.
We usually will hotel about once every 4 months or so. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but not too frequently.
Yeah.
When we initially hit the road, we thought, once a month or so we'll get a hotel room, and then we were just like, we just don't like it. We love being in our trailer. This is our home, and it's just, we'd rather be in it. So
Absolutely.
Unless it's just, we are a soft shell. So our only big Achilles tendon is the wind.
Oh yeah.
So if it is just brutally windy, we end up in a hotel. We try to avoid that and not be in the places. And we have on occasion just said, get the coffee and let's go, and driven for 20 hours to, let's just get out of whatever this crazy storm is. But if we don't do that, we end up in a hotel. If it's super, super windy, that's the one thing we just can't do with this setup. I envy all of our friends that van life and our hard shells, because they're just like, whoa, wind doesn't bother me.
It was fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, our first tent was a Tepui tent, soft-sided tent, and I love that tent. Yeah, but the windy days, or the windy nights, it was something else.
We had that cool little we had the smallest Tepui that they made, the air, and they had that I called it the potato wrap, that silver wrap thing that you could. That made the wind ever so slightly more doable, because you no longer had edges for it to catch. It was noisy, but we had that. That was pretty cool. We do not have that on our Patriot.
No.
So, we have been folded up once. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Patriot, the X1H, the bed part folds up. So when you open it up, the bed folds out like this.
Mm-hmm.
And one time on 395, beautiful camp area, but the wind just picked up in the middle of the night and tried to fold us up like a taco.
Oh no.
That was exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Lee. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
All right. Well, I think this is a good point to do another little part of our segments.
Ooh.
So let's do our content creator of the week segment. And our
Mm-hmm.
content creator of the week is Feral Chick Outdoors. And
Right on.
they just did a little trip through the Ozark
They sure
National
did.
Forest. And
They've been
that
posting like crazy.
is the photo I picked of
I
theirs.
love the
Isn't that
name.
beautiful? Look at that color. I mean,
It's
some of it's gone because the freaking wind already, but
I know. That's so pretty.
that's a great
So
picture.
congratulations to Feral Chick Outdoors. You are our content creator of the week.
I love the name.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
I mean,
Name's
isn't that
awesome.
rugged? Not cute. Rugged.
True.
Oh, yeah. Very
We got a
tough and rugged.
question. We got a question.
What is it?
All right,
Ooh.
Lee. What is
Oh,
the
boy.
one item you just can't travel without?
Oh, wow.
Other than your dog and your husband. You can't pick
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Other than my dog and my husband.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of things I just can't travel without, but I think I mean my cell phone really, because my cell phone is my link to all of our kids that are scattered in different states and the grandkids and the social media that we do. Primarily my husband does that, but I do so much of my tracking and navigating and everything through my cell phone. That is like the nerve center for me of finding. I've tried to do some of the stuff on my tablet, but my cell phone's just always in my hand. So that's where I'm finding my camp spots. That's where I'm checking satellite feeds to find better camp spots, where I'm checking the weather, where I'm checking just everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything comes through that cell phone, including dangers where we are now, because we have been caught slightly unaware at a few locations. So now I have my little what like, did you know that there were tornadoes in Canada?
I did know that, but that doesn't happen super often, does it?
Well, it
Or does
happened
it?
while we were there.
She doesn't recommend.
So now I check everything before we get somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but or there's bears in Oklahoma. I really did
There
not
are.
expect bears in Oklahoma either.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
And Arkansas. Absolutely.
There are bears in Oklahoma because one of them
They're black
hanging
bears.
off of our tire swing out.
Yeah.
So,
They get about 250-ish.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Mountain lions too.
That's kind of my nerve center is my cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got another question then.
Oh.
Favorite camp meal?
Ooh,
Super important.
What you make?
Super
Ooh.
Who's
Oh.
the one that cooks? Do you guys switch it off, or who's the one that primarily cooks?
I do 99% of the cooking. Mike does the dishes.
Okay, that's fair.
So he will every now and then barbecue something. So there's like different favorite camp meals. There's we just pulled into camp and it's super late and I just want something fast and easy is chili. Or stag chili. Other than that, I think our favorite meal is some sort of like a meat and egg scramble. I'll do that all the time. Whatever leftover meat we had from whenever, and add some eggs and scramble it all up and put it on some toast is a go-to for us.
That sounds delicious.
That sounds amazing. Yes.
You cannot go wrong with breakfast for dinner, people.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly. We really enjoy checking out all the different local stuff too. We'll look up, okay, I'll go to the grocery store and what is common for this area. And we enjoy doing something that's, buying stuff from the grocery store that isn't what I'm used to. So growing up on the West Coast, there's things that you just never were exposed to that are frequently, more common on the East Coast. So, and then Canada. So we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. My husband's not the most adventurous eater in the world. So as long as I have a protein and a starch, he's happy. I have fun with like just all the weird stuff that happens to be native to the area. So that's just fun.
He likes to keep it simple.
He definitely likes to keep it simple, and about the only green thing you can get him to eat is a salad and a cucumber. Broccoli, yeah, he's not the most advanced. He's like a 5-year-old, very picky 5-year-old girl. Food.
Now, we have some friends that we camp with that are like teenagers or 5-year-olds when they eat. Like frozen pizzas they bring with them and do them on the scuttle, things like that. They don't get all, fancy. Hey, Amy. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Jamie.
Here's something. Bats Off Road says, tried something new this past weekend with chili. I usually go with Fritos in my chili. However, I tried Cheez-Its instead. So good. I never would have thought of Cheez-Its.
All right, Tony.
Cheez-Its,
all right.
Cheez-Its and chili are
And jalapenos.
Jalapenos, yes for my husband, no for me. But Cheez-Its,
Oh, no.
my husband needs to attend a 12-step meeting for Cheez-Its.
Oh, boy.
He's an addict.
He will eat himself sick on Cheez-Its.
There's so many flavors and stuff now, though.
Don't tell him about
no,
Cheez-Its
he's
and
an
chili,
original.
then. Don't tell him.
Original Cheez-Its in your chili are amazing. Cheez-Its
Oh my gosh,
also
so
are
y'all
amazing
okay. Yeah.
in your meatloaf.
Ooh.
Making meatloaf, use Cheez-Its.
I love meatloaf.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, tastes.
If somebody will
Yeah.
make it for me, I love it. I mean, I don't want to make it myself, but I do like for somebody else to make it.
You can make an amazing meatloaf. We've got the little Omnia oven
Mm-hmm.
that goes on top of our cooktop, and then I've also done actually meatloaf in the BBQ, the little Weber.
Oh,
Weber
nice.
barbecue.
Really?
You can do amazing things in a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So amazing. Awesome.
Oh, Bats Off Road likes that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We have our little, so when we were in South Dakota, that's our domicile state. We have my husband goes to the VA there, and we do most of a lot of our admin stuff happens there. But they've got a Dakota Meat Company, and we make sure to go there anytime we're there. We have like our little butchers that we go to all over. Like when we're in Connecticut, we go to Salem Meats. Oh yeah, we get some of the most awesome brisket in some places. Oh, I have them in the freezer right now. Now I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Stop talking about food. I'll change the subject. I'll change the subject off food.
I gotta tell her something. Wait a minute.
I always need snacks.
If you come to Arkansas, go to Corsi's Meats, Corsi's Smoked Meats. Arla doesn't like this. Yeah, Corsi's.
Okay, Corsi's Smoked. You're going to have to text that to me because I'm old and I can't remember anything anymore.
I absolutely will. Arla doesn't like their smoked bacon because she doesn't really like smoked meat, I don't think. But
that's sacrilege.
Love it.
I loved smoked meat.
My husband loves it too. I just do not like meat cooked on a smoker or anything like that, or the smoke taste.
Oh, that's my favorite.
We have literally been driving down roads and gone, oh, a butcher. Hello.
Stop.
They have sausage links for sale.
Oh yeah.
And done Uis and gone back and found all sorts of wonderful things all over. I still have a summer sausage, just a little tiny bit left that we got up in Canada. Maize, Grammy maize, summer sausage, smoked, made the entire refrigerator smell like smoked meat. So amazing.
Arla's like, I'm not about that.
Don't open my refrigerator. You wouldn't like it.
Yum.
Oh
my gosh.
I don't want to.
Oh, let me tell you something. There's nothing like taking smoked pulled pork and mixing it with macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yes.
Oh, look, Bats Off Road gave you the Google Maps location of Corsi's.
Oh, nice. Take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot. You did.
I got it.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Corsi's. That's
Horse
the one.
feed.
Nice.
And if you get this way, then let us know so we can meet up for sure.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
will. Our
That
plan
was-
next year, our plan, so we're leaving January with a small group. We're going to drive all the way down to Panama and then back. We were going to go down to the tip of South America, but we've got some stuff going on, including another grandbaby coming.
Oh,
So we won't be doing that, but we decided next year is going to be after we're back. We want to hit all of like the little shows, so we'll be at all of the Overland Expos, and we usually teach, but we want to try to hit all the little shows and stay a little bit longer in some of the states that we had to kind of go quickly through, and Arkansas is actually one of those.
yes.
So yeah, we will definitely be checking out the smoked meat place.
Oh, yes.
Well, here's a
And-
couple of things for you to go to. More expos, Springfield, Missouri in April. That's about 2 hours from where I'm at.
No, unfortunately, April will still be on the West Coast. Yeah, we won't start moving east until after July.
Oh, Big
Okay.
Iron.
Big Iron Overland Rally. I'm sure it's going to probably be in September. That is in West Mineral, Kansas. And then we have Rito or Rendezvous in the Ozarks, and that is in October.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Those are
heard
little
we
locals.
almost made Rendezvous in the Ozarks last year. We
Oh.
had some things we had to do, and we missed it by like a week. We were so bummed out.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good time.
So
And
hopefully we can make it this year.
What's it, the week after Expo East normally, or what is it like?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Usually, I think they do it like the week after Overland Expo
It's
East.
mid-October.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we will be at that one this year.
Nice.
We're
Right
gonna
on.
stay in the east area until probably after Thanksgiving, and then we'll boogie back for Christmas on the West Coast again.
Well, 2 other expos that are really awesome, I'll tell you about. One in March, just to keep on your radar, is the Southeast Adventure Vehicle Expo in Stark, Florida. That's really awesome. It's usually like the first weekend in March. And then the Teton Overland Show, and that is in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and that's usually in September.
Mhm.
So if you
nice.
ever, switch up your schedule and you're in the opposite places, check out those 2. They're pretty awesome.
Nice. And we want to go to the Moore too. We haven't been.
Yeah, more is awesome.
Yeah, we haven't been to that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've
It's
been
getting
going
so
for
big.
years.
Oh,
Yeah.
This will be the
Okay.
5th year. Mhm.
Are we ready to announce our Lady Overlander of the Week, Arla Cress?
Ooh, let's do that.
Okay. Drum roll.
I've never heard of this person, but I'm just kidding.
Our Lady Overlander of the Week is Kara McClellan, Ozark
That
Overland
girl.
Adventures. That lady.
Woohoo!
That girl.
Kara just did a ladies camping expedition with Go Explore.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
2 weekends ago, almost 3.
Weekends ago.
Yep.
Everybody's feedback from that was they had a really good time. Kara,
Mhm.
as everyone knows, goes on adventures with her husband Matt on Ozark Overland Adventures. She and her bestie Danielle did a solo ladies trip this summer to several states.
On the West Coast.
Yeah, did some major camping, did some jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. Don't understand that.
Never.
But we love her anyway. And Kara is a very giving, caring person. She is a good soul, and she is a wonderful person to reach out to if you have any questions, especially pertaining to being a woman and wanting to get out and adventure. So we highly recommend you give Ozark Overland Adventures a follow if you're not already, which I don't know what rock you've been under. But yeah, definitely very happy that we got to choose Kara. And Nikki, the woman who asked our question of the week, also nominated Kara for Lady Overlander of the Week. So yay, Kara. Yay.
And Kara and her best friend Danielle are competing in the 2024 Rebel Rally.
Oh, nice.
They just signed up, got their number, and they are official.
Their rookie year, 2024.
Rookie year. And they've been working all 2023 getting prepped.
Yes,
they are
have.
serious. Mm-hmm.
So congratulations,
Go,
Kara. We love you. And we love Danielle too. And yeah, thank you guys for participating and nominating people. There are so many amazing women that are out there doing this thing, just like the three of us. You know, and it's good to recognize others and, you know, reach out to and build your community. So that is all we have for segments tonight. Do you have any plans for the upcoming year? You mentioned you're going to go to Panama. Do you have any other plans after grandbabies are born and all that?
So pretty much we're going to do the 3 months when we have to be back in April. One of the folks we're traveling with has to be back in the U.S. in April.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get back in April. We're going to hang out on the West Coast. And as I'm sure the plans are always so fluid. Right now, that's the plan. We know we're going to go to Pacific Northwest Overland Expo. So we'll kind of hang in general area. We've never been to that one.
Oh,
It's the only one we haven't been to because last year we did all of Western Canada and Alaska. And then this year we did all of Eastern Canada. And that's been in the summer. So we have not made it to Pacific Northwest. So we'll do that. So we'll kind of hang in this area so that we're not driving all the way back across the country with the gas prices.
Yeah.
And then July, obviously grandbaby. And then just kind of wiggle our way. We'll be in Colorado and end of August for, May, before anything, May for Expo East, and then Colorado for West, Mountain West. And right now, really the plans, like I said, was just try to go to all of the little shows that we've not been to before.
I was going to say, those are big shows. I hate to tell you, but they're pretty big. Especially West.
West
is like the mega.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant those are the biggies. The Overland Expos are the biggies, but we want to try to do like, and I shouldn't say little because like the Moore is huge. But we want to go to shows we haven't been to before.
Right.
And also try to hit little gatherings. We did, we did the vehicle adventure 4x4, adventure vehicle 4x4 this year, which was just, super small. It's his first year starting it back up again. And it was just fun. It was you really had time to talk to people. So it was just a lot of fun. So we'd like to go to that again. And again, just spend, we did so this year we completed all 50 states.
Wow.
And then so in the last 2.5 years, we've done all 50 states and every province in Canada that you can drive to.
Nice.
And then Baja.
Yeah.
But we ended
up
throwing
a little Baja.
Yeah, throwing a little Baja. But with the polar vortex went through when we were in Baja, so we were expecting like warmth, and everybody was in their parkas. It was not the warm, sunny beaches that we were expecting, but it was wonderful. Wonderful people, wonderful food.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to go back and spend more concentrated time in some of the states that we went through quickly. We maybe spent just a couple of nights, or maybe a week. And now we want to go back and spend like 14 days in one spot and do more hikes. Arkansas, I know. But exactly, that's what we want to do. We want to go back and spend more time in some of these areas that we kind of went through quickly before. So that's kind of the 2023 and probably 2024 plan.
Very nice.
Go back and really dive deeper into, and we might do there's a lot of people in national parks, but we might try to do like more national parks too. Get my little national park passport stamped.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, the Buffalo National River is just a national river right now, and they're trying to make it a national park, and nobody's very happy about it around here. However, come see it before it becomes a full-fledged national park so that you can enjoy it without the huge crowds. I'll say it that way.
All the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, without all the people. So
That's a very good idea.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's the only, I think, could be wrong, I think it's the only major river in the United States that's hasn't been like altered or dammed or anything like that yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we
It's
will
beautiful.
have to check that out for sure. We like those out of the way places.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and we have
this-
what is it? Hot Springs National Park. That's a national full-fledged national park now, isn't it, Arla?
I don't know if that one is a national park.
I think it is. But
the preserves are nice too. We volunteered. We did the rover program in Mojave National Preserve the beginning of this year. Those are fun.
yeah. There's so many different public lands to enjoy. I mean, it amazes me, from wildlife management areas to, I mean, just there's all kinds of places that you just wouldn't even think of. And when you get there, and some of them, I have to say, some of the just national forest or BLM land we've been on have been even more beautiful than the national parks nearby. Like,
Absolutely.
it's
Hot
crazy.
Springs is a national park.
It is a
And
national
some of
park.
the state
Tony
parks
just said
as
yes,
well.
but I just pulled it.
Yeah, the state parks are, I will tell you, so I come from Florida. Florida has decent state parks. You pay to enter them because that's how they fund those state parks. Arkansas, however, has amazing state parks, and you go in for free.
I just read that recently.
Yeah, beautiful
Yeah.
state park.
They keep them clean. They keep them nice.
They do. Unlike Kansas.
That's how we roll.
It never ceases to amaze me. That's what people always ask us. Well, what's the best place that you've been? What's the most, what's the best place? And I'm like, I can't answer that.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many amazing places, and even in states that we never considered. Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
I found a forest in Nebraska, and I just never considered that. Kansas, we stayed at this wonderful little park. It's like a county. I actually don't even know what it was. It was somebody's Eagle Scout project, and it was a memorial, a soldiers memorial park in Kansas.
Very
And
nice.
I mean, it's just a tiny little place, but it was just this little oasis. And we find those places in every state we go to has some sort of beauty, and you just have to look for it. And places that we never would have guessed. Florida, just one of the places we stayed, and they've got all the places you can pay to go see the crocodiles. We talked to some locals, and they're like, oh no, just go down this road and you'll see this little drainage canal thing, and pull over to the side of the road, and it'll be full of alligators. And sure enough, man, there were like 50 alligators in this little area. But,
you can see alligators for free in Florida. You don't need to pay anybody any money.
Stop along the side of the road, find some water, and they're going to be full of them.
Somebody's pool in their backyard. You'll see.
Oh, Lord.
For sure.
My aunt has alligators in the pond right out in the back of her house. You gotta, before you step out of her screen porch, you have to look and make sure they're not sunning themselves. I have the big joke: stay out of the water. When you're in Florida. But no, it's just every state, every country we've been to, just places that are beautiful. You get just a tiny bit off the beaten path, and you just find some amazing places and amazing people. It's really. We both worked public service in a large city for a long time, and you get a little cynical, and this has renewed our faith in humanity, because we just meet some of the nicest, just nice, good people everywhere.
Yep.
So
there is still good left in the world, I promise.
There is. We have met just amazing people from the tip of from Tuktoyaktuk, the northernmost point you can drive, to the tip of Baja. We have met, and everything in between. Just wonderful people.
That's awesome. Well, Deb, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And I'd like you to take a moment, if you don't mind, and tell everybody how they can find you guys on social media, YouTube, Facebook, all of that.
So YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, we are Ironhorse Overland, and that's what our
nice.
That's what we look like. So it'll have that on it. And we do quite a bit on Instagram. Our YouTube channel is new, and we are complete dorks.
No,
we do not do a lot of post production. People are like, "Oh, you got to do this and that," and I'm like, "No, I know people that do that, and they spend like 50 hours a week doing post production."
No, thank you.
Retired.
Do not recommend. 0 out of 10
yeah,
again.
No. So we do a very raw stuff, and we just have fun with it.
Good.
But that's what it's all about.
It should be fun.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. Please thank your husband for his service, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe Veterans Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and you guys too.
Thank you. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching.
Take care.